Welcome everybody to another episode of the We Won't Quit podcast. I am your host, Mike Humes, where week to week you get a chance to hear from some amazing people who embody my quote that it is impossible to stop a man or woman who will not quit. As you can see, we are not in studio. And of course, if you follow the We Won't Quit podcast, you know the studio varies from week to week. And so I'm traveling, right, on business and out and about and just doing the things I do. And here's the thing, and this is what this week's episode is really going to be about, is commitment. Because every single week when I started to make this commitment, right, to launch the We Won't Quit podcast, to bring you individuals who just refuse to quit, no matter what area of their life they're in, what stage of their life they're in. Sometimes we get to meet folks at the very beginning of their journey. Oftentimes we get to meet folks somewhere in the middle as they're going through the mental challenges, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows that go along with being an entrepreneur or just being someone who's in business or trying to find your way and go to another level. And then oftentimes you get a chance to hear from folks who I've been blessed to be around who've earned a 7-figure income. One thing that I found that those people have in common is commitment, right? They don't lack in commitment. And when I decided to launch the We Won't Quit podcast, I knew it was going to be a serious commitment. I knew my schedule prior to. I know that I'm going to be all over the place, but I made this commitment, and it feels good to be wherever I am and still lock in with you guys so that every week you get a chance to hear conversations that I often get to have with some amazing people throughout the week. And so this week is no exception. We're going to talk about commitment. And before I go out to an excerpt of a conversation that I was having with an incredible guest for today, I just want to talk about the other side of that commitment, because oftentimes we make the commitment and we know commitment has been defined as doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you, right? You make a commitment, I'm gonna get it done. This is gonna be my year. I'm gonna, make more money, lose weight, or both, right? Well, one of my New Year's resolutions, it seems like every single year. But oftentimes something gets in the way. Something stops us, something slows us down from being able to move in that direction. And it's called life, right? Life happens to us all. I don't want you to think that you get to a certain level and then life just doesn't stop happening. It doesn't conform so that the world just doesn't all of a sudden conspire so that your goals and dreams can be reached. You gotta go through and grow through those challenges. And so making this commitment is so huge because I'm going through those same challenges. I'm going through those same ups and downs. The same things that I kind of went through on my way through that journey, where I am kind of coined that quote, where I didn't where it was given to me, right, from the man above, that the only way that I could fail was to quit, but it was impossible to stop a man or woman who will not quit, is that I was gonna have to go through some of those challenges. And on that journey from going from mailman to millionaire, I went through a lot of challenges, a lot of ups and downs. And here's what I want you to understand. It was all worth it. I had to go and grow through it in order to shape and mold me into the person that now I can be in position where I can do the things that I set forth to do. Like make this commitment to you guys to be here every single week, locked in, and giving you an opportunity just to know that there are gonna be some ups and downs along that journey, that it's not gonna always go the way you want it to, but know that that is part of the process. So listen, I was sitting down with a buddy of mine who I've literally watched. I mean, he has such an amazing story. His name is Cliff Malloy. And at age 16, Cliff Malloy was in a motorcycle accident that left him paralyzed for 2 solid years. He had to learn to, rebuild his motor skills. He had to go through all of this stuff. I can't imagine being a 16-year-old vibrant young man, right? That's when you think you know everything, right? You're invincible at age 16. To go from that age to be paralyzed up to the age of 18, missing, out on finishing his education, and he was forced to get a GED. And this young man went on to get that GED, but now he's a 7-figure earner in our industry, right? And he's helped a lot of people along the way. How many people have you seen go from paralyzed at 16 to a GED to 7 figures? That's a story you want to hear. And the conversation that I had with him, and the reason why I brought Mr. Malloy up, is because he's someone who is serious about making a commitment. And in the conversation, we were talking about a few keys that helped him to go from where he was, where at that time he had 3 sons, working 2 full-time jobs, not even making $37,000 full-time, to where he is today with an amazing family, being able to live where he wants to live, being able to drive what he wants to drive, but also being able to have the time. And so I wanted to go out to that clip so you can get a chance to kind of eavesdrop on the conversation I was having. What is one or two things that you can really pinpoint or pivotal moments? I know you're a Jim Rohn fan like I am, growing up listening to him.
Absolutely. I can say that one of the biggest pivot points for me was when I got started, because I had to change. Before I could change my financial condition, I literally had to change my mind.
Right.
I had to change how I thought about things. I had to change my relationship with time as it relates to investing it. In other words, I wasn't able to justify going to the club when I knew that I had to make some money. So I was like, I had to make a choice.
Yeah.
And the decision was that, I'm not going to go to the club. There's this meme that's out that says, my friends, I don't see you in the club. And I said, I don't see you at the bank. You know what I mean?
Bingo. Right, there you go.
So I had to make a choice.
Yeah.
And it was a hard choice. And it was
what made it hard? What made it so difficult, do you think? Was it the changing of the mindset, or
I guess it was habits.
Yeah.
You're used to it. You have friends, you have peer pressure, it's what we've always done.
Yeah.
So when the weekend came around, you would go to the club and then you'd have these friends. And eventually I realized that I had to disassociate, but it wasn't a thought process like that. It just happened organically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a disassociation. I still have those friends, but if I had kept doing what I was doing, I might still financially be where they are. And I'm not disrespecting where they are. They might be happy where they are,
right?
But I'm in a different place, because of the commitment that I made.
Yeah, clearly
to do it.
You're in a different place.
I got Mr. Humes. I even stopped dating for my first 7 months.
Really?
In the business. I'm single, and I stopped dating because I needed to focus and I needed to make money, not spend money.
Right. Hey.
So that definitely helped.
That's hot, man. And just starting from that, you said disassociation. And I could always think about the people that had to it was really more limited association, honestly, because you said you're still friends with
absolutely. That's true.
That's
true. So it was limited association.
But you had to. It felt like you got cut it all the way off.
Yeah.
Because of you spend time with those folks and then you start spending time with different people.
Right.
To build something. But like, I know you've not only I watched you earn the 6-figure income and then the 7-figure income, and now you've started to help other people to be able to do the same directly, indirectly. What have you been most proud of your journey?
It's not directly connected, but I'm most proud of my children. I had 3 boys when I started the business. I now have 3 girls. I have 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. Life wanted to balance me out a little bit. But I'm proud that my children, not that they're spoiled, not that I overdote on them with stuff like that, but there's options for them that I didn't have as a child. Right. Yeah. And so if I want a better life for them, a better path for them, not that I'm doing it for them, but they have options now that just make things a little bit better for them, so that their mind, is in the right place.
Absolutely. And most of it isn't just financial. I mean, really, it's the mindset.
Yeah. It's
watching that shift take place. But I mean, your boys have had a chance to watch it from the beginning.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? From working 2 jobs to working no jobs, to helping other people get out of working 2 jobs and 1 job to no job, man. It's inspiring. What do you see in the future for you, man? I mean, I know you're bi-coastal. I know you're able to travel. I see you in the Maserati. I see you in all different types of cars.
I do. I am a car enthusiast.
But mostly I see you with your family, your kids, your grandkids.
That's right. That's my biggest joy is my children. Yeah. I have 2 grandchildren. So when I got started, my son was very young, and now his children are at the age he was when I started this business.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
It is, man.
Isn't that incredible? So I have 2 beautiful grandchildren. That is really everything for me. I do like automobiles, not just driving them. I like working on them. I really, and it's not about saving money. I really enjoy being under the hood and modifying, automobiles. And so I'm really into that. I just like, and I love, quite frankly, I love helping people. Yeah. I love the lights to turn on. I love exposing someone to an idea that they thought prior to me coming along, it wasn't for them. But to turn the lights on, not through just seeing money, but just through an understanding of what's possible for them.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, I could tell, man. I mean, just to get you up here to record this, people stopping you in the hall, like we're at an event, and people are just, you can see their eyes light up when they see you, knowing the stories that you've been able to impact their lives.
I think that's because I was walking with you. So I got a little bit of the bounce off the reflection from you.
No, brother, that was all you, man. That was all you. And it's because of the success that you've not only had, but you've created. Success is one thing, but when you create success, most people can't do that. Most people can't sit down and tell you, this is how I did it, and now I can help you duplicate that success. And of course, the business model you participate in allows you to do that. But man, watching that success over the years,
yes, sir.
And the friendships that have grown, I mean, those folks become like family to you, I'm sure.
That's a fact. It's funny you said that, because this business model allows that. If you've done something and it was kept simple, it's easy to teach someone else to do the same thing.
Right.
And it's easy to coach them through the same thing because you've been there. It's not something that you just read about or heard about. You've lived it.
Yeah.
So it's easy to teach it and to help hold people by their permission accountable to the things that they want to get and achieve for themselves.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I know you've been able to travel a lot too. I know with the last trip we got to take panorama, right, was Malta.
We had, oh my goodness, we had a ball. Malta, I mean, I would have never thought, Malta never popped into my mind of a destination.
Neither than mine either, bro.
I
didn't even know where it was.
I was like, Vegas was exciting. I thought that was it. Yeah.
I knew they filmed like Game of Thrones, like over in Malta and a couple other things. I was excited to be able to see some of that. But man, it was beautiful. And it's always great. The Blue Lagoon, like taking yachts out and
the Mediterranean cruises. I mean, to be cruising on the Mediterranean, to think that I'm on the same body of water that the Egyptians cruised down.
It was sick. That was sick, man.
Powerful.
Yeah. Even better we ain't getting in the water, right?
Exactly.
We watched some friends get in the water. Once we found out that there was 37 species of shark.
Yeah, I was good up on the boat.
And only one species of jellyfish. We was like, yeah, we cool.
Yeah, I'm good watching y'all.
You ain't gonna get us on the boat like that again. We ain't going out like that. As you can see, we have a lot of fun when we travel. I mean, I've been on 35 all expense paid vacations with many of my friends in business as a result of locking in and making a commitment like Mr. Malloy just talked about. Look, he talked about you got to be willing to give up something, right, in order to go up. My man gave up dating for 7 months. Right? Because he was so serious, so committed to being able to live the life he knew he deserved. He said there was going to be peer pressure. He knew that, that he was going to have to sacrifice something. Some of it was disassociating or even limiting association with people that weren't going and growing in the same direction he was. But listen, the things that you want, the commitment that you make, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Distractions are going to come, and you'll know that they're distractions when you find yourself paying attention to things that have no value on the way to the destination you've set for yourself. And so I've made it a commitment to be here with you every single week, and I'm going to keep that commitment. You already know that We Won't Quit podcast has been in ATL. We've been in San Diego, California. We've been in Phoenix, Arizona. We've been in Dallas, Texas, Oklahoma City, right? And of course the DMV. We've been all over. There's some other places I probably forgot, but don't worry. If we haven't been to where you are, we plan to be there because listen, the only way we're going to not be here is to quit. And we already know that it is impossible to stop a man or woman who will not quit. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to go like, share, and make a comment and let folks know about this platform, about our goal to galvanize and help everyone go from where they are to where they desire to be. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week on the We Won't Quit podcast. Take care. Hey family, when was the last time you got a chance to wear something meaningful? Whether it was today, last month, or never, I want you to understand that Eject Design has a message that will resonate with each of you. Each and every design is intended to inspire action while reminding us to wear art. You can mix metal with a flower and wear the Steel Rose collection. You can unleash your creative genius, or you can participate in our legacy with the Signature collection. Here's what I need you to do. Go visit their website and peruse the gallery. Make sure you put in Don't Quit 22 in the promo code so you can receive that 10% discount just for being a part of the We Won't Quit podcast family. Go out and check out Eject Design. You will not be disappointed. Hey family, did you know that the things you say to yourself about yourself would eventually determine who you attract and even what you attract for ourselves? You want to know where I learned that? I learned that from listening to the Self-Talk Experience podcast. Look, I'm excited because some of my mentors, Darnell and Tracy Self, have started a podcast that is exploding simply because they're shifting the way people think. I've been blessed to know this couple for about 25 years, and there's no way I would have went from mailman to millionaire if it wasn't for this couple. Look, I've watched them personally help dozens of individuals earn a 7-figure income, but I've also watched them help thousands of people shift the way they think inside of their family, inside of their marriage, inside of their household, inside of their job, inside of their career, and change lives. And now, for free, you get a chance to experience what many have paid tens of thousands of dollars to experience. Go watch the Self-Talk Experience podcast. I promise you, your life will never be the same.